Bruce Forsyth's Play Your Cards Right. Two couples pit their wits against each other and the cards as they attempt to win cash, mystery prizes and a brand new car. Presented by Bruce Forsyth. Doors slide open, revealing Bruce at the rear of the stage.
What a lovely, lovely audience. You're so much better than last week. I think they must have come by cattle truck. But anyway, I noticed one of my old dolly dealers sitting right in the front row. And after the show, I went up to her and I said, I haven't seen you for 15 years. What have you been doing since you last appeared with me? She said, trying to live it down. It's my own fault. I should never have given her a Brucey bonus. I was too free with my Brucey bonuses in those days. Wasn't I, Kitty? Anyway, it's nice to see you, And I'm the leader of the pack, which makes me such a lucky jack. And here they are, they're so appealing. OK, dollies, do your dealing. Look at this.
The two glamorous dolly dealers walk on stage.
You're going to play the game at home, play your cards right. As you see, Maxine's dealing out the red cards at the top and Charlie's dealing out the blue cards on the bottom. Right? We have our cards. All we need now are our players.
Two couples wave to the audience as they walk on stage.
Melanie and Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, now you are Heidi... Toll and Don... Cameron. And you're from Hornsey. And you're engaged.
Yes.
Lovely. And when are you getting married?
Next week.
Next week. And when are you getting married, Don? Oh, good, you can do it together. That's right. That's good. Now, what do you do, Heidi?
I'm an account exec for an advertising agency.
Oh, yes, good.
I'm also a podium dancer as well.
A podium dancer? Oh, yeah. Where do you do this?
In clubs in London. I go on stage about 4 times a night. And it's usually in a cage.
In a cage? Oh. What time's feeding time? What, do they throw men in there or something?
I wish.
You wish, right. Change the subject. What do you do, Don?
I'm a recruitment coordinator for an investment bank.
All right, that'll do. Fine. Right, and where are you getting married, Don?
In Telford, and the reception's at the Park House Hotel.
Oh, yes.
Heidi's chosen that because it's got a very large banqueting room and a large chandelier, so...
Oh, you're not going to swing on that, are you?
Maybe later after...
Maybe later, I see. Are you going to stay the night in that hotel, Heidi?
Yeah, we've booked the bridal suite.
Oh, lovely.
A huge 4-poster bed in it, so...
Ah, a 4-poster bed? Well, I'd save the swinging for the 4-poster bed. Now, apart from the podium dancing, have you ever done any real theatre?
Yes, I was in Babes in the Wood once. Went off stage, went to the toilet, and my microphone was still on.
Oh. Well, that, believe me, that happened so many times. Could the audience all...
Everything.
Oh, no, what a shame. So what did you do for an encore? Now, what's all this about being paid to decorate a room, Don, in someone's house?
My lecturer at college asked me to decorate his mother's room.
Yeah.
And because I wanted it to finish quickly, I asked a friend to come along and help me, and it was a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
He fell off the ladder within the first 20 minutes, knocked over the paint, and we couldn't get it off the carpet at all. Yeah. So we had to cover it with a rug.
Oh, yeah.
And then to make matters worse, later on he stepped in the paint tray, started hopping around the room on one leg, knocked over the ladder, made a hole in the wall, and...
Just a minute, Norman Wisdom and I did that years ago, didn't we?
It's true.
Didn't the singer Norman Wisdom and I did it? Did you get paid?
No.
Neither did we. Neither did we. Didn't get a penny for that one. Anyway, thank you for being here. Nice people. Nice people. Hello. Now then, you are Melanie and Chris... Till, I see, and you're from Liverpool.
That's right.
I see, and you're newlyweds.
We are.
Oh, wonderful. Well, how long have you been married?
3 weeks.
3 weeks ago?
Yes.
What are you doing here? Now, what do you do?
I'm in advertising sales.
In advertising sales, yes. And what do you do, Chris?
I'm a driving instructor.
I see, fine. Now, where did you two meet, Melanie?
Well, I was working in a building society, and at the time, Chris was doing a local jacket potato and sandwich delivery business.
Yes.
And he used to come in once a week to change his money. And on the 28th of January, I received a Valentine's card from him.
On the 28th of January?
Yeah.
Just in time?
Right.
Just in time, so go on, what happened then?
Well, the message said, if you want warming up, phone for a jacket.
Phone for a jacket?
As in jacket potato.
Oh, yeah, because he was the spud you liked. I see. Got it now. And Chris, did you ask her out?
No, I went down to ask her out, but I lost my bottle, so I went back home.
You lost your bottle? You big baby. So what happened then?
Well, I went home and my mates made me phone her up, and then...
Your mates? Well, thank good your mates did. Otherwise, I'd be standing here talking to somebody else, wouldn't I? Right, now, what's all this about going to a fish restaurant, Melody, when on holiday in Greece?
Well, we're not very big fish eaters, but this night on holiday we decided that we were just going to go for it and ordered scampi, thinking that it was going to be battered, you know, like it is here.
No, but it's called langoustine. You see, in Greece, it's a big shellfish.
Oh, it certainly was.
Yeah, so what happened?
Certainly was. Well, when it came,
you
know, being not experienced fish eaters, we didn't have a clue where to start with it. So we were looking around the restaurant, you know, to see if anybody else had it so we could copy what they were doing. Nobody had it, so we just decided that we're going to go for it. Cleared the lot, legs, head, tail, the lot, everything.
You ate all the shells?
So...
Go on.
As we were just finishing...
As you were finishing?
We were just finishing our meal, and the table next to us was served with scampi, and we just, you know, had a little nose. And they started carefully, you know, scooping the meat out of the shell, and we just couldn't believe it. So you can imagine the confusion on the waiter's face when he came and cleared our place and there wasn't a scrap.
I think you must have felt a right pair of prawns. Now, what's all this about one of your driving pupils being failed by the examiner?
He came back from the exam and told me he had a bit of an unusual story why he'd failed him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was approaching a roundabout and he'd asked him to take the third exit on the right off the roundabout.
Yeah.
So the pupil went round and went past the third exit. So the examiner thought, I'll give him another chance, I'll let him go round again, see if he comes off next time. So we went all the way round again, and again he went right past the exit. So the examiner thought, I'm going to have to ask him, we're going to be going round all day. So anyway, he said to him, why didn't you take the third exit on the right? And the people just looked at him and said, because there are no exits on the right.
And he's right. He's right. If you're going round a roundabout, you can't go on the right, you go onto the roundabout, would you? Did he pass his test the next time with you?
Well, I don't know. I think he'd had enough of me and went with someone else.
I don't blame him, either. Now, did you cut the cards?
Yes.
Did you see them cut the cards? Yeah. Right, now, the idea of the game is this. We want you to work your way across the board by predicting whether each of these cards is higher or lower than the preceding one. The first one to turn over the last card correctly will win the game and a Brucey bonus. All of the questions are based on a poll of 100 people, and they are all genuine. Don and Haydee, you won the toss, so you will start us off, but good luck to you all, and thank you for being here. Right, we asked 100 single women under 25. Which do you think is the more important in a potential husband? A good body or a good bank balance? What's that saying? When the money's all gone, love flies out the window. Who said that? I think it was me, yes. Every single woman under 25 said the more important thing in a potential husband was a good bank balance. What do you think about this?
I think it'd be a pretty half-and-half situation,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
I think...
I think they'd want the money.
They want to know the guy was secure.
Yeah, because the body's going to fade
Not
anyway.
necessarily a millionaire.
The body's going to fade anyway.
The body's going to fade anyway. That's a very good point. Don't remind me. Wasn't the subject to bring up tonight. OK, but what do you think, then?
70%? I mean, 70?
65.
65.
You go with 65?
Yeah.
Melanie and Griff, have you got views on this?
I think a little lower.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I was going to say higher, but...
No, I'd say a little lower.
Lower, the body's more important.
Melanie, Chris wants to know if the body is more important.
And you've got to
a funny look in his eyes.
It
Well,
is. Yeah, go a little lower.
We'll go lower.
a little lower than 65. The actual number who did think the good bank balance was more important is...
65.
That is very unusual. 65 it is. You're right on the nose. You have a case of champagne with our love. Anybody? That is amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. 65. Right, you're off and running, Don and Haydee. You've got a base card, it's a jack. It's a good card. If you want to change it...
Lower, lower.
Keep it, and lower than a jack, you say a 9.
Lower.
Going on, lower than a 9, a 4. Higher than a 4, you say a king. This is the first game.
A 7.
Well, we're in a hurry. And you've won a Brucey bonus. Thank you, Maxine. And read it out nice and loud, Haydee, if you will. Well, that was a really fast game.
You won a weekend in the vibrant Spanish city of Barcelona.
Oh, wonderful.
Spending money.
All right. Now, don't look so worried, because there's another Brucey bonus ready and waiting for you should you win the next game. Right, we're ready with game 2. The cards are out, and the first question is for Chris and Melanie to answer first. Right, here we go. We asked 100 single men in their 20s. If you put an advert in a Lonely Hearts column, would you tell the absolute truth about yourself? Now, when I was 20, I put an advert in a Lonely Hearts column, and I told the absolute truth. Everything about it was true. I only got one reply. How many single men in their 20s said yes, if they put an advert in a Lonely Hearts column, they would tell the absolute truth? Your question,
So
Chris.
it's very low.
Not many.
Very
No?
low. What do you think, about 10 or something?
If you were to put one in, would you lie a bit about yourself?
I suppose I'd exaggerate a little
You'd
bit.
exaggerate,
Yeah.
not lie.
Is that a lie?
So, would you tell the... It says here the absolute
no.
truth, everything.
I'd say about
10.
So,
15.
13. Unlucky for some.
How many?
13.
13, unlucky for some. Have you got views on this? Haydee and Don?
I think not most, but a fair amount would tell the truth.
For a amount would tell the truth?
Yeah, because they're going to see them for the first time and they're going to know that it was untrue.
Well, that's true. If they go on the date, it's going to be a bit of a bring-down. I know what you mean. Yes, happened to me so many times.
Go higher.
So, you think higher? Higher than
Higher.
13, wasn't it? The actual number who would tell the absolute truth about themselves is... 37. Right to go higher. Very right to go higher. Right, Don and Haydee, you're off again. It's an 8.
Change it.
Change the 8 for a 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4, you say a 9.
Lower.
Lower than a 9, you say an 8. Bad luck. At last you've got a look in, Chris, and at last you can play. Happy days are here for you. Chris and Melanie, your base card is a 7.
I think we'll change that, Bruce.
change.
Oh, can't we change
You
it?
can't change it because you didn't win the question.
Higher.
Sorry
Higher
about
than
that.
a 7, please.
You're going higher?
Yes.
Higher than a 7. 6. Bad luck indeed. That was bad luck. Don and Haydee, you to answer the next question first. Here we go. We asked 100 dentists. Amongst your patients, is it the men or the women who are most likely to be afraid of pain? Please, give me a chance. How many dentists said that amongst their patients it was the men who were most likely to be afraid of pain? We're not afraid, are we, lads? No. Ladies, we're not afraid, are we? Yeah, here we go then. So what do you think, Don and Haydee?
I think it's going to be a high amount of people that are going to say that, men are...
Well, it was dentists themselves, you see, that said that men were more afraid of the pain.
I think it's going to be a high amount.
Yes,
I think
high?
it's going to be high
You go
as
along
well.
with that, Don? How high? How high?
70...
80.
How?
78.
78? You're at 78, you're right? OK, what do you think about this? Do you think men...
Lower than that.
No, what's that?
I'd say slightly lower.
Yeah, you think
slightly
a
lower,
little
yeah.
bit?
Men aren't that
Men aren't what?
scared of dentists, are they?
No, no.
No, I'd just say a little
I
bit
don't have it.
lower.
I mean, when I have fillings done, I very rarely have an injection.
Yeah.
You know.
Lower. I go lower than
Little lower, yeah.
All right, so what's that? OK, the actual number who did say the men were more afraid is... 69. Yes! Come on, lads. boys. Here we go now. You can get rid of that nasty 7 now, Melanie.
We will, Bruce.
OK, and Chris, right, you can... Oh, well, it's not much of a change.
Lower than a 9.
Lower than a 9. Let's see what you... Oh, yeah. Higher than a 3. A jack. Lower than a jack, you say a 2. And for the second game...
A 4.
That for being so patient. Thank you, Charlie. And there we are. Read it out, Melanie, nice and clearly for us, if you will. What have you got?
You've won a selection of gorgeous garden furniture.
And garden furniture is what you wanted.
It is.
Good. Well, we're pleased about that. Very pleased about that. OK, very close. We're going to have a tiebreaker. Don't touch the back.
End of part 1. Part 2.
Welcome back, welcome back. We've got a tiebreaker. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's very important to get control of the board. Only 3 cards each, OK? Chris and Melanie, you to answer first. We asked 100 women models. Are you turned off by men with artificial suntans? How many women models said yes, they were turned off by men with artificial suntans?
Turned off. What's artificial, like...
Sunbed.
Sunbed?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be sunbed, could be sunbed, or they definitely put a cream on or something, and it does look a bit artificial, you know.
Oh.
What are you looking at me for?
I haven't got it.
You keep a secret.
Turned off by artificial.
So what do you think? As they're in the business, you see, would they...
Well, they do. Don't do the models.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I'd go...
60.
61.
OK.
What's that?
61, please.
61? 61. Yeah. What do you think about this?
Bit of a
Hayley and Don.
tough cookie, isn't it?
It's a tough question. You're absolutely right.
I think it'd probably be lower because they
might do it themselves, you think?
So I don't think it'd be a problem with them.
OK.
So
That's the point, but sometimes
Lower.
it can look a bit... lower, you say?
Lower.
Right, the actual number who were turned off by them is...
61.
I cannot believe this. I don't think we've ever had 2 in one show. But the answer is 61. I'm sorry I was so astounded. 61, which means you have a case of champagne as well. Especially as you're newlyweds, that gives us a lot of pleasure. OK? But let's get down to business. This is a tiebreaker. Important to get control of the board, and you have control, Chris and Melanie. Your base card is a 6.
Change it.
You can change it.
Please,
change the 6 for a king.
Lower.
Now, lower than a king, you say a 2. This is for the match, higher than a 2.
A 3.
Come here, you two. Bad luck. Very bad luck. And how? A 2 and then a 3. I tell you that. Oh, but at least you got your weekend in Barcelona with...
Spending money.
Spending money, which you did, and oh no, because you've got the case of champagne. I still can't believe we had 2 of those goes right on the nose. Here's your flowers and the decanter glass, and we'll see you upstairs for a drink afterwards. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you very much indeed. Bad luck. There we go. Oh dear. Now come in here, you two. Come right in here. Now then, you've earned the chance to play with our cash cards, which means you could win thousands of pounds plus this magnificent car.
A blue 2-door car is revealed.
And you stay at this side and you get round the other side, will you please? There, that's good. Lovely Melanie, lovely Chris. Good. Now, before we deal out the cash cards, the more pounds you get, the richer you get. And what do pounds make? We want you to be filthy, filthy rich, OK? And there's Charlie dealing out your blue cards. Let's hope they're just as lucky for you. And I'm going to give you £200. Can I ask you a question? If you get the question right, I can add 50 to the 200. If you get it wrong, I have to take 50 away. All right, Melanie? Sorry, Fred. That's it. I always forget her name. All right, Maxine. Thank you, Max. OK, now then, no help from our audience in this part of the show. Who was the last Labour Prime Minister before Tony Blair? Was it Harold Wilson, James Callaghan, or Clement
I
Attlee?
think it's
James
James
Callaghan.
Callaghan.
Yes?
James
Yeah.
Callaghan.
James Callaghan, you're right. Well done. Well done indeed. Right, you play the game as you did before. Your minimum bet must be 50. You can double it up, a part of, whatever you want to do, that's fine as well. When we get you here, we move you up to here and we give you another £200 out of the goodness of our hearts. We move you along and move you along. When you get to here, if you have £4,000 or more, you have a chance to go for the car. Good. Then I ask you another question. If you get that question right on the turn of this card, we'll determine whether you win the car or not. Is that all clear,
Yeah.
Chris and Melanie? OK, we wish you so much luck. OK, here we go. Now, let's have a look at base car. Oh! You don't want to change that, do you? You don't want to change it, do you?
No, we don't
No,
want to
you
change
don't.
it.
I shouldn't think so. Right, now, think about it.
No, 150.
Speak to each other about it.
150 lower, please,
150 lower.
Chris.
What are you going
150.
150 lower than an ace. OK, that was a surprise. Everybody was surprised, including me there. I thought you'd have gone at least 200, but never mind. You have 400 and you got a 2, another good card. So
Easily 150, yeah? 250.
250
higher.
please.
250 higher than a 2, a king. See, you've had great cards. 650, you've got a great card there. What do you think now?
350. 350 lower, please.
350 lower.
350 lower than a king, a queen. Woo! Right. You now have 1,000 and we give you another 200. So you have 1,200. You've got a good card there, but you could change the card if you want to, but it is a
we'll
good
keep it.
card.
Keep
yes,
the
I
card.
thought you'd
Nice
keep
and
it.
king, guys.
OK.
Tell me how much.
Go. 800.
800 lower, please, Bruce.
You're going £800.
800 lower.
What's
No,
that?
sorry. 850 lower. 850 lower.
£850 lower than a queen. Oh!
A king.
Oh, bad luck. Yeah.
Never mind.
You see, you never know what's going to happen in this game. I'm so sorry for you there. But you've got a good card there. All you can do now is go for cash. Go for...
350.
Not broke.
The
Let's
lot
hope it's
lower,
not
please,
broke,
Bruce.
eh?
The lot lower.
350.
The lot, you go for the whole lot. 350 lower than a king.
An ace. They're bust.
Well, come
Would
here.
never have got it.
Come here. That was one of the rawest bits of luck I've ever seen. Because your cards started off so good at the very start. You had an ace and then everything was going so marvellous. And all you've won now is the garden furniture.
Never mind.
No, case of champagne. Make it 2 cases of champagne. Make it 2 cases of champagne. It wasn't what we wanted for you, but it's a grand total of £1,100. And we, especially with you just going into your married life. But there you are. It's one of those nights. It's not too late. It could still be a big night if you play your cards right, which you didn't, unfortunately. Anyway, good night. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
The end.